I just want to make a few more comments about the last video I made. The video that I titled, and I admit the title was to get people's attention, okay, that cougars are stupid old hags. And obviously there's a lot more points that I was making. That was just a catchy title, so I'm sorry about the title. It's a bit insulting, but just trying to make a snazzy sort of title to get people's attention. But essentially, it's true what I've said. I want to make a few more points about this. Obviously, the fact that feminism is a bad thing. Feminism is ruining women's lives, and men should reject feminism. And I'm now a supporter of this so-called MGTOW movement, MGTOW, men going their own way. And my twist to it is that men need to sort of reject what I call the power that women have over men. Not reject women. This isn't anti-woman. Okay, it's an anti sort of, obviously it's anti-feminism, but it's sort of, in a way, anti-culture in the way this whole thing of women and the whole sex thing, the whole looking sexy and so forth, and that's the power that women have over men, and men need to get mature. Now, I know it's hard to do, because I was young, I'm almost 50 years old. I was a young, look, we all know what it is hormones, okay, and when you're a young person, a young man, it may be very hard to do. When you get old, maybe it's easier for me to say this now that I'm older, because I know what it's like being a young man. Now, there was that Simpsons cartoon where, the throbbing biological urges, the hormones, and that's what it is, the hormones. And yes, men will get infatuated with women, their bodies and so forth, and just be chasing everywhere. Or even young men today, always got to go to the bars because you're just chasing. Okay, I understand that. But as a general thing, men should try to reject the power. What's the power? Their bodies. Because the only thing women have going for them is their body. And they show off their body, they flaunt their body. And, the old school way of, you're always, the wolf whistles. A woman walks past the building side, the wolf whistles, and the men are always, oogling, the sexy woman walking past. That's what men should reject, and that's what I do. And women will notice that. You ignore women, and they'll sort of notice that, look, here's my body. Why are you ignoring me? And that's what men need to do. Stuff it. Reject the power women have over you. Now, the thing is, this might become a mishmash of what I want to talk about. The thoughts, you start to forget what you want to say, but basically, as I said, feminism has been a bad thing. And women may see it as a positive thing when they're young. I can do what I want. And this whole thing about we don't need men. Women don't need men. We can do what we want. That's all BS, of course. And I'll explain why. And this is where feminism is ruining women's lives. And in a way, sort of men's lives. Because men are struggling to sort of find, women always complain, where are the good men? There's no good men. There are plenty of men out there, plenty of single men, but the women are the ones that are shallow. Okay, you women are the shallow ones, not men. Most men just want a decent woman, maybe who doesn't flaunt their body, but women are shallow. There are plenty of single men, and I know back in the day, women used to complain, where are the good men? They were everywhere. But you women are the ones that are picky and choosy, because everything becomes like, I don't know what sort of men you're after, the hunky sort of beach body and so forth, all this crap that women are after, because they're all brainwashed by the media, the bodies and the hunky spunky guys, all this sort of crap, when there are plenty of decent men out there, like I was back in the day, just looking for a decent woman. Okay, so having said that, The other thing is that once women get to the older they get, the older you get, your power over men diminishes. All right, that's what you have to realize. Why? Because you're getting old and ugly. Women don't age well. You become an old hag. You get uglier and older, and men don't want you. So the power you have over men diminishes with age. That's why women are becoming fake. All the fake body and plastic surgery and all the Botox and trying to look sexy and the clothes and tight jeans and all this crap women do, makeup and fake everything, and to desperately try to look young and look sexy, because you're trying to keep that power over men, which diminishes over age the older you get. Okay, but men age well. Women don't age well. Men age well. Now, again, I'm talking from experience. A young man couldn't make these sorts of videos. You've got to get to my age. I'm almost 50. Okay, so I've got all the life experience there to talk about this. And as long as you're prepared to go outside the Western world, the man's always going to, for example, Thailand. I'll admit to you, I went to Thailand. I've now got a wife less than half my age. And I want to brag about it. Before I said, I'm not bragging, but stuff it, I'm going to brag. You old hags out there. Yes, I was prepared. As long as a man's prepared to go outside the Western sort of world, to countries like Thailand, and there are many bad women in Thailand, be very careful. I've made other videos about this, sure, but you can still find, whether it's a fling or maybe a good decent sort of girl younger than you. And men, no matter how old, are always going to find a younger girl younger than them, even half their age or even less than half their age, and still have children, and men can still have a life into old age. Women can't do that. That's the whole thing, you women who follow feminism and think you don't need men and you think you can do what you want. You've got to keep that in mind. Because once you get to 40s and 50s, you can't even have children. Now you can't have children and you're desperately trying to find a man. You've wasted your life. A man, as long as he goes outside the traditional Western world, can find a younger woman like I have and keep having children, keep having a family, have that happiness, that genuine happiness, not the happiness, short-term fun of a one-night stand or sex or something, or getting drunk, having your cocktails like the girls do, going out to the clubs, genuine long-term happiness, the family, having children, and that's what I found. At the moment, I'm depressed. I'm back in Sydney, my family's in Thailand still, but in my heart, I've still got this contentment. Even if I die, I can die today and I'll still be content. I've got a family, or that'll be bad for the family, but I've got life insurance, a lot of money that's going to go their way, look after them. I'm set up, even if I die. I've got this contentment in my heart. A lot of women can't say that. And there's women, that's why cougars used to be old hags, old spinsters, and old maids. That's what they used to be called, but it's been rebranded. Everything's rebranded today. Everything's rebranded. It's now cougars. Ooh, cougars, wow. All these old hags making themselves sexy and trying to get a one-night stand or something. Now, the thing about women is, there are men who are content to meet someone their age, an older man who's divorced, maybe had his children, and he's content to meet, say, an older woman his age. That's fine, around his age, that's okay. But bear in mind, you women should be lucky to meet those sorts of men, because that man can go outside the Western sphere, like I said, and meet someone younger, keep having children. And that's why a lot of men go to countries like Thailand, because they can meet someone half their age and have children. Because men can have children at any age. Women can't do that. You women who don't need men, all this sort of crap, you can't even have... Yeah, sure, there are cases of old women having children, but it's often fertility treatment, and it's dangerous health-wise. Over 30, a woman increases risks when they have babies. Over 30. You look it up. So imagine your 40s, 50s, it becomes much more dangerous. Women are supposed to be, fertile. That's why women mature younger than men, because they are fertile. And that's like late teens and 20s is when you should be trying to find a partner, have children, get that happiness. And that's, not this sort of feminism's ruining your life. And there are a lot of women who get to an old age and realise they've wasted their life, they've destroyed their life, and they realise that feminism has ruined their lives. And you might be lucky, you become a cougar, or what used to be an old maid. You're an old hag, desperately trying to look young. The power you have over men has diminished because you're looking uglier, you're looking older, and those men, there might be men who want to muck around, and good luck to them. Pick up some cougar, have a one-night stand. They're just after sex. But they'll want a younger woman to settle down with, marry, and have children with. And what have you got? You've got your body desperately trying to stay young, desperately looking for someone. And that man can easily go outside the Western world to a country like Thailand and easily pick up a younger woman, even half their age, and keep having children. And that's the reality of what's going on in today's world. There's probably more I wanted to say there, but basically, like I said, the power women have over men is their body, their ass, tits, and pussy, their body. That's all it is. That's the only thing going for women. And as you get older, that power diminishes because you get old and ugly. And women spend a massive proportion of their lives and money simply trying to look young and look sexy. Men don't have to do that. Men age well. Men age well. We don't really get, as sort of ugly, so to speak, as men age well. Men are mature when they get old. Women get ugly and become old hags. Men, it's a sign of maturity. You get grey, you can have a beard, whatever. You get mature. We don't become. There's no equivalent for old hag for men. I'm sorry to say, for you ladies out there, there's no equivalent because men get mature. Everything's going for men, and that's where feminism's lost. Feminism's been destroyed. It's a losing game. Feminism. It started from the 60s. This progressive liberalism, all this sort of crap that came out, the sexual revolution, all this sort of stuff, and it's already lost because you can't change nature. And nature is women are going to get old and men want a younger woman. I'm saying this to brag maybe. I'm laughing at these women out there. When I was young, I was desperately trying to find someone. Where? You go to a bar, and I would go to a bar, sit there, buy a drink, and I'll look over there and there'll be another single man sitting over there with a drink. Look over there, another man sitting. Look over there. You can actually look around the club or wherever I was and see the men. You can see them. And then a bunch of young sexy girls would come in, take up a table, have all their cocktails, and then walk out and leave. And the men are still here. And, if one of those girls got drunk, they might have a one-night stand, fine, whatever, short-term fun, but that's the sort of thing that would go on. The women complaining about where are the men. It's an absolute joke. There were plenty of men out there. And where are the men? Well, I went to Thailand, got a wife half my age, less than half my age, and I've got children. And I was lucky to discover Thailand in a way. Maybe I'm a bit of a loser, sure, because I can't meet women in Sydney. Simple. I cannot meet women in Sydney. Everyone's either happily married or happily got a boyfriend. I don't know where. Again, you don't know where the women are. At least in Thailand, there are women to meet. At least there are Thai women who are actively looking for a Western man. even if they're older. And actually, they want older men for mainly for financial reasons, sure, but yeah, it's an absolute joke what women have done. Feminism is largely responsible, and women are wasting their lives and destroying their lives. Anyway, just a few more comments there. Sorry, laying down some truth bombs, and we'll see you next time.